Okay, so this week's case study was about, do you ever think about how you behave inside of a store? And the lady speaker that was speaking, her name was Eileen, so it had 3 E's in it. And the first analogy she used is like if you take every letter of her name and put it vertically on a shelf with an E on the top and an E in the middle and an E at the end. There's 3 E's in her name. You would probably see the E on the top and the E in the middle first, and you wouldn't see the E on the bottom. Even though they're all the same, they're all E's. You would view them differently. And so basically, yeah, this whole tech talk, she's talking about customers' behaviors inside of stores and how stores and people are like studying and analyzing people's behaviors in stores because you're being recorded whenever you go into a store, which she brings up the subject whether that's like morally right, which it's iffy. I mean, if they tell you you're being recorded, then whatever, but like also you don't want to feel like you're being watched all the time when you're going into a store. But the whole reason why they're watching you in the first place to go when you're in the store is because they're trying to figure out customers' behaviors and like customers' tendencies and their patterns, basically what they gravitate towards. Because she also goes on to explain, some people go into a store with one thing in mind, like they have a list of 3 items and they're going to go into the store and get those exact 3 items and go out. And then they have other people that they call squirrels. They go into the store and your mind's too crazy and you like are like a lost puppy almost. Which I can say, I feel like I'm that type of person when I go into a store sometimes, unless I'm like really disciplined about what I want to get. I go into the store and I gotta look at everything before I find what I need. And basically, there's just people studying customers' tendencies and trying to figure out how stores can like present their products better. And she starts using an example of like a case full of different juices, and figured out what like her and her friends would notice first out of this case of juice. And it's like if a store wants to push a certain product, they shouldn't put it on the bottom shelf. You should put it where your eyes are going to see it and where customers are going to notice it and want to buy it. So I feel like I agree with a lot of what she was saying, a lot of her perspective on this topic, especially when she talks about like, for one, this can be very useful for the retail side of things, for stores and stuff, to know their customers. And for two, it's like from the customer's perspective, you don't want to be watched, or you don't want to feel like you're being watched or analyzed when you're going into the store. But also you want the good experience of being in a store, or when you are in a store. But I do feel like these studies can be very helpful and relevant for going into a retail career. If you know your customers and know your customers' tendencies, then it should make it that much easier to market to them, or you should be able to market to them that much better, be that much better at the retail marketing side of things. So that's about all my thoughts I got on this week's TED Talk. Definitely an interesting subject.